People, welcome to Never a Foul. We're back in the building. You know what it is? It's a Super Sunday madness because Liverpool are taking on Man United today. I'm even wearing the shirt proudly today, just trying to be superstitious. We've got Arsenal taking on Brighton. But first of all, we have got to talk on Saturday's business. Big up everyone in the comments right now, everyone that's watching. Over 150.
Firstly, we're late. Already. We're late. Monts isn't here. We're late because of Ty.
Yeah. But hopefully for you lot, the stream will be better because my internet might actually work instead of coming like it's 1947. But guys, make sure you smash the likes up in the building, people. Make sure you do that. If there's 185 of you already in here, over 200 now already straight away, please hit that like button because it does help us reach a bigger audience. And we're on our way to 20k subscribers slowly but surely. So big up everyone. Goonalee's in the building, repping for Arsenal. We've got Specs with Newcastle back under wins. And then we've got Don as well. Smiling today because Chelsea actually won and kept a clean sheet. But
the first thing we need to do is this.
I can just relax without getting cooked.
What's going on here? That's removed himself.
Man, try to lock himself off already. Come back, brother.
Hey, don't run, baby.
I want none of this. I'm off ski.
Here it is. You know, this is perfect. Lee's above him. Yeah. So I know Lee's gonna
Nah. That's what I was trying to do. I pressed the wrong button because Cassie's mouse is mad.
There we go.
Put me at the bottom and put Don above me. Did Newcastle win yesterday or was it a draw? I don't know.
I'm swapping it.
Come on, man. Stop that, man. You know Newcastle won yesterday, man. Come on, the bounce back.
Pause.
Yeah.
3-0. Big up Dan Burn, man. He's on my bench. I've got Dan Burn on my bench. He's going to come in for Haaland.
Oh, come on.
Basically, he got sent off, Jimenez, didn't it? Jimenez got sent off at the 22nd minute.
End of our game, football was a lock-off for the rest of the day. I didn't watch fuck all and didn't even check scores. Couldn't care less.
I get you.
Don't blame us. We're going to get into it. Because obviously we have got to start at one spot. Big up, obviously, my guy Daps is well inside the building. Make sure you do smash a like for him. I know he weren't there yesterday, but football's the game, man. And if you want to, we're going to get your comments in today because you get your comments in, get your super chats in. But I'm gonna start it. I normally go to other people, but I am gonna start it. Yeah,
he wants to give his view first. He wants to give.
Yeah, and I don't normally, and it's not it's not a wind up flex or nothing like that. Daps. It's because me and you spoke, and I've said that I respect Man City. Yeah, I'm a football fan first, and you guys done your trouble last year. I was always intrigued to see how you'd kick on, and I said in a lot about a month ago. I just said creative wise, I'm not pinning on Julian Alvarez. I was
you're going to fumble here straight away.
No. I just said, I thought.
Can I give you a quick stat before you go on about creative wise?
No, let him land that.
Hold on. Ty, if you're going to talk anything about creativeness tomorrow, please be aware that by the 60th minute, every single Manchester City player on that pitch had created a chance.
That's fine. Carry on. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Yeah, but creative-wise, I did say about a month ago, I was like, do you know what? I feel like they're missing that Kevin De Bruyne. That was a month ago. That was when I sort of saw the first, Julian Alvarez being overused a bit in the 10. I thought it's over-reliant, and I thought it's not sustainable, even though we can do it in some games. However, a month later, and we're talking about the other end of the pitch and the lapses in concentration, the defense.
Nice switch up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going. And I think you know what? It's interesting because when Ruben Diaz, obviously, last year was getting shouts for like best defender in the league or the best defender in the world. I went against it, by the way. His first season when he came 3 years ago was brilliant. Yeah. Second season, injuries. Then last year, won the treble. Helped you and him and John Stones. That solid.
Bro, second season, he was still good. He wasn't as good as first season, but wasn't.
Let me land. That I don't want to 100% let you come in. But with Ruben Diaz, like this year, I've always said that this year, just something about him, he looks a bit more vulnerable. I know he's got the leadership. I know he's got he's strong in a tackle. He's tough and physical. But for me, something about him this year has just been a bit off-ski. And the lapses in concentration, this is regular for City now at the moment. When I'm looking at it, these are the facts, people, yeah? 1 win in 6 Premier League games. 4 of them...
Ty, talk about the goals, bro.
Yeah, no, bro, Daps, you can. This is a platform, bro. Other people can. On mic, bro.
Come on,
no, Daps. We just started.
He's marinating. He's painting the picture, bro. Let him paint.
Yeah, I'm painting the picture, Daps.
Right, carry on painting the picture.
Donald speaks.
I'm not. No, bro. What are you saying? You've had your highs. This isn't about me having my highs.
Yeah, but I'm not even landing.
I keep painting. I keep painting like Picasso, man. Keep painting like Picasso.
I'm just painting. I'm painting my picture. This is my view. You're telling me talk on the goals, but if I don't want to talk on the goals, I won't. I'm talking on what I want to talk on. For what
we're talking about factual stats.
What I said, Don. I'll dip. That's what I said.
Yeah, but we're talking factual.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'll dip. I said what I said.
Oh, he's painting a picture of your club right now.
Okay, no, what's going on here, man?
Yeah, I'm talking on what I want to talk about.
I'm painting your beautiful picture, but land,
right?
It?
So my picture.
When someone's painting you, stay quiet, Daps. Yeah, keep going.
With City, what I'm saying, the facts are of 1 win in 6. 4 of the draws they've had in the last 6, they've been winning those games. So for me, this is a bad pattern. This is not how a team wants to go and try and do the 4P after comes to treble. Something's obviously going wrong defensively. And my point is that 1 win in 6 is not good enough. I feel like I'll give them the slide of 1 win in 3 or 4. But I'm thinking Palace at home, they should be winning that. And to be in 4 winning positions in the last 6 games and drawing is still not good enough. So that is my picture. We could talk about the goals or you can.
Cool. So
that's
cool.
The facts.
Okay, so I thought, because you started off, you were going to go down the creative route, yeah? Then when I said that, you said, hold on. When I said that, you then switched to, but the problem is...
You cut me off. I didn't even get to switch.
Okay, cool. Maybe you were going to switch. I don't think you did. You were, because I saw a look on your face. But anyway, maybe you were going to switch. Either way, you then switched to talk on Ruben Diaz, which I thought, cool. He's now going to talk about how bad defensively we've been. But then you go and focus on the fact that we haven't won.
I painted the picture. It's creative side a month ago to then defensively. I said Ruben Diaz hasn't been great, and I said the overall picture: 1 win in 6, ahead of 4 of those games, and you're drawn.
So I thought what you were going to land with is the fact that, bro, we have conceded 2 goals against Palace at home, 2 goals against Leipzig at home.
Yeah, but this is the angle you want to take it, so I'll let you land on your point. But that's why I'm taking. I was taking it.
Yeah, I don't really know what the angle was, to be fair, but okay, cool.
Can I just say one thing? Yeah,
angle's the form of Man City.
Yeah, the form. 1 win in 6, and 4 of them was ahead.
Yeah, I thought you were going to talk about the defense because
I'm going to say one thing as well. Yeah, because I'm seeing people in the chat. Yeah, if I see people in the chat saying madness in it, bro, I'm blocking you in it. Like, I don't care in it. I can do it. So just watch what people are saying in it. Like, that's what I'm saying.
I ain't even looking at the comments, to be fair. I'm just
lovely. Same.
It's not even about me in it, but just
lovely.
In it.
So ultimately, the issue is defensively, and I hear you on Diaz, bro. Like, compared to what he is supposed to be, he's not doing it. I have to say Walker as well, because Walker's been there as a senior player, and obviously he must have some leadership skills there, right? But it doesn't seem to be cooking as captain at all. Like, there doesn't seem to be leadership qualities that I look for. The fact is, yeah, as I said, we created that many chances. I'll be honest, I think Alvarez yesterday, he was running around a bit like a headless chicken. Like I said, every player on that pitch created a chance. I think we had something like 20 shots on goal. If Haaland was there, we would have finished more. But we shouldn't have to score 3 goals in every game to win a fucking game of football, let alone at home against Crystal Palace, let alone at home against Leipzig, yeah? And you can try and look at what it is. And I don't really know, bro, because for 75 minutes, we looked very comfortable, very good. There seems to be this lack of concentration in the last 15 minutes of games regularly. Like, we all know the stats. Like, and this is the thing where I've been saying to people about, we don't get to say we're in a title race. We have to earn it, yeah? And people go, like Saeed was saying to me, no, yes, Saeed, I see you watching. Nah, Daps are in a title race because of last season. No, we're not. Like, this is not a defense of a title at the moment. This is not. Dropping points at home to Crystal Palace before you go away for a Club World Cup, yeah? Where
and then after Liverpool can extend it.
And I had a City fan say to me yesterday, like the minute the game had ended, message me laughing, going, City fans are going to have a meltdown now. We're only, 3 points behind Liverpool or something. Said something, yeah? And I was like, bro, they play tomorrow. They're going to win, yeah? So Plus, also, we got to go. And it's like these making excuses and whatever. It's not good enough. Like, and you're right to call out Ruben Diaz, because you know when a player gets that good for a team, yeah, it's like you defend them by any means, and you're not willing to say when they're not playing well. Like, we have to accept it. Ruben Diaz right now is not looking like, look, bro.
Someone said to me, Daps, is Ruben Diaz.
Bro, listen, our whole at the moment, yeah, we're worse at keeping clean sheets than a prostitute on her Reds, bro. I'm not going to lie. It's a mess. It's an absolute fucking mess. And if I'm a front player yesterday, I'm looking at the defense saying, what the, like, if I'm Jack Grealish had a great game again. If I'm looking going, what is going on? And if I'm Pep, you know, last season, everything was based on how good we were defensively. Yeah. Everything was based on that, right?
Yeah, but that's what saw you through at the end of the season.
Well, we conceded a maximum of 1 goal a game between, I think it might have been from the top. I think
the last time we done it was February.
I swear it's when we lost, when we won 4-2 to Tottenham.
Yeah, that's it. It was.
Through to the Wolves game this season, only conceding 1 goal. And now you just look at it and you can go, why is it like this? You could say in some games, Rodri ain't been in front of them. He was there yesterday. Personally, I don't get why Stones didn't start yesterday, especially we're going to a Club World Cup. If we're resting players to go to a Club World Cup, I don't really get it. I don't know if maybe Pep has promised Kyle Walker game time, right? And it's a bit like at Liverpool, Chelsea. Remember when Reece James was out, yeah? And so he was forcing Chilwell into the team because he's the vice captain. I don't know if at the moment, because look, Walker is our captain, but I'm pretty certain Kevin De Bruyne will be our vice, yeah? Without Kevin De Bruyne there, without Gundogan there, I don't know if he's looking around going, I don't really know who I want to. So Walker has to start certain games. It's like Walker has not been good this season. Like, he hasn't. And it's not even that fitness-wise he's dropping off. It's just he hasn't been good. It's not always.
The truth is basically the right-hand side of the defence in Walker and Diaz, something with them is not clicking at the moment. It's the right side.
Yeah, now you put it like that. But there is another thing to it, that last season we won a treble based on a well-oiled machine, yeah? Like, that's what we were. The changes in the team were minimal and it was just working, right? When you take cogs out of a machine, it doesn't work as well. When you change bits, it needs oiling up and at the moment, it just looks like there's way too many changes. We're missing De Bruyne, 100%.
Yep.
We're missing Gundogan, 100%. We've been missing Grealish a lot of this season out of Pep's choice, right? Stones yesterday. Look, if Stones and Rodri worked so well, when it's a must, and yesterday was a must-win game. Let's not act like yesterday was, it was a must-win game. This was not the Champions League game of Wednesday where it didn't matter. We've dropped 2 more points on Arsenal and Liverpool and Aston Villa.
Yeah. And this is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, when you go to now the Club World Cup and you've got that gap, if Arsenal, Liverpool just put the accelerator on a bit, even though the blessing is that they play each other next week, one of them could win that and they're further ahead. Don, what do you think on this? Because obviously you've seen Man City, you've watched them over the season as well. I know you've been quite critical at times as well. But like I said to you, and obviously the facts are the 1 win in 6, 4 of them they've been ahead. Daps is saying the right-hand side of the defence ain't really clicking.
Yeah.
The forward guys have actually been doing their thing in terms of, obviously, for 75 minutes they were clear and composed. Have your say on City, man? This is your time.
Bro, for me, like, when I've been watching City this year, especially like with these games where they've scored first and that they're in the driving seat, and normally we're used to Man City seeing out games, innit? You know, they've got Pep, this guy is a perfectionist. Do you know what I'm saying? They've got world-class players. They've been there. They've done it. They've got the experience. They've got the talent. They know how to win games, innit? But what I've been seeing, bro, is a recurring theme, man. I saw it against Liverpool. They were in the driving seat, but they weren't. It was only 1-0, but they were playing with this arrogance as if we're Man City, we're just going to win the game. Do you know what I'm saying? I've seen the same sort of thing against Spurs as well, that game as well. Like when they were beating Spurs, they came with the same sort of arrogance. Do you know what I'm saying? And yesterday, bro, I'll be real, I was watching the Chelsea game, so I didn't see much of the City game. I put it on at the end. Olise, by the way, that penalty, cheeky, bruv. That was a cheeky penalty. I can't lie. Man said made Edison skank like that.
Confident, innit? Mad confident, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, but perhaps you're gonna have to sort of come in and tell me about if you guys were looking complacent at that point, to concede the goals. Because one thing that I've been seeing is City have had chances to be killing games and they're not doing it anymore. And now they're not getting away with it because they're dropping points because defensively, like you've said, you guys have not been good enough. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So honestly, bro, you lot, like you said, yeah, that's a good analogy that you use. You lot are a well-oiled machine. You've taken things out. Yeah, you had Harrods in there. Now you're having to go shop from, you get me, just everywhere, everyday place now. Yeah, you're going Primark and that. That's the level of players that you've got now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So in January, yeah, you need to go back in, bro, and strengthen this squad because honestly, your 11, I think, can do a job in it. Can still win the league.
Our best 11, but we ain't got our best 11.
That's my point. That's my point. That's my point.
You don't win a league with your best 11.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You win the league with a squad, and everyone knows that that Pep, he's one of the best, yeah, at rotating. Everyone knows about Pep Roulette. Do you know what I'm saying? He can always go and reserve one match. You've got Foden starting. Foden has a 10 out of 10 game. Next game, you see Mahrez starting. You know what I'm saying? He always goes to the players that make the most sense for that opposition. But right now, he's looking around. He's like, bro, I can't trust you. Who are you?
You know the man is. I hear you.
What do you mean? Wait, go on. Let me ask you back one second.
Yeah.
When you're saying you just said, your end of your point there. You said he's now looking at players like, who are you? Who I can't trust. You want to treble with these players last year. So who are you pinpointing? Give me names,
bro. I'm talking about the guys that have come in, bro. Nunes, even like Kovacic. He hasn't started every game when he's been fit. He's going to he's like a lot of players I've seen on the City bench have been like youth team players. Some of them I don't even know who they are. Do you know what I mean?
Are you putting Gavardio in there?
Listen, Guardiola hasn't been played at centre back really, has he? He's been played at left back. So clearly he doesn't trust him at centre back. Do you know what I'm saying? And I've got the same energy for him with the same energy I've got for him.
And I know it says a left back.
Exactly. This is the point. This is why I can't overly criticize him, yeah, because my manager's been doing the same with Levi Colwill. Yeah, so it's the same thing as Guardiola. He hasn't been using him correctly. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have to look at that as well, innit? So I'll be honest with you, bruv. You lot need to go out in January and just bring in some fresh, ready-made guys.
Can I ask you something, Don, though, before we go to back to Daps and then we'll get good and that in? You've named players as well. Is it time that, and I'm not trying to guide you down the route. I want you just to answer on your back of the foot, yeah? Pep Guardiola, do you think he needs to be questioned at all, tactically switching it up or doing anything differently? Like, is it just the players? Should we? I know Pep's got this. Pep's the best manager in the world. I'm not debating that. Pep's
can I answer that, please? Can I answer that?
Yeah, go on. That
needs to get questioned.
Listen, it's right. If we have to be consistent, and at Man United, the players haven't been performing, but I have to look at the manager and go, you know what? It's your fucking job to get them to perform, right? So, look, Pep is. There's been times this season where Pep is changing things that do right. When there's loads of change, when it's a machine, and one or two cogs in the machine go, you might be able to, put a lesser cog in and it will just about work, right? But you don't start going and changing other things as well when it's not forced to, right? Now, I actually think Vardiol has been good. Started off the season well. He's still learning that role. He's not a left back. He's learning to play a left back in a Pep system. But Ake was solid there last season, yeah? Why switch out when Ake was so good there last season? Don't really make sense. Stones has been Stones. Like I said, every time he's played, he's looked good. Then he goes and gets dropped yesterday. I don't know why, but there's changes that are being made that aren't forced. And there's no reason to, right? And I don't care. Look, I can fully say, on the players, maybe they need to try harder, maybe this, maybe like lack of concentration, all of that. But ultimately, it's the coach's job to make sure that don't happen. Like it can't be, no, Pep's a god, so we can't look. And this doesn't mean I'm saying Pep out. Any City fan saying Pep out, you're off your rockers.
You're allowed to critique.
You're allowed to criticise. I did, to be fair, maybe not. It was more January last season, but early February last season, it was the same thing. But what Don said about were we complacent? What I'd say, we didn't finish our meals, and that's where I think if Haaland played, maybe, and you're right, if Mahrez was there, because Mahrez gets numbers, right? But it was more like once they scored one, and you know what? People can score goals in it. Sometimes against run of play, when a team is playing the low block, right, and get a counter, they can score. It's what happened then, that when they got that first goal in about the 74th minute,
gave that injection in it.
All of a sudden, City got nervous. Now, as champions, you should not be getting nervous. You could sense it. And I wasn't at the game yesterday, but I spoke with Steve, and Steve was saying, like, this is to the fans. There were fans leaving early, like at 2-1. Like, maybe they had work Christmas dues. I don't know, but like right now, this is where the team need us to get them over the edge, not leave because you got to go to a Christmas party or whatever. So I don't know, man. But the truth is, like at the moment, people say we're in the mud. I'd rather say we're in a bit of a mini crisis at the moment. We are, like, Manchester City.
Is the World Cup is the Club World Cup coming at probably the right time?
Do you know what I was thinking earlier, Don? You know when you, man, have been in the Club World Cup, has it been seasons you haven't been good? And I don't mean bad like now. But
sometimes it can be a blessing, you know.
No. I mean, we obviously was in it. When was that?
2 years ago.
After winning the Champions League 2 years ago. Yeah,
yes,
was there. We won it then. Yeah, it was all right. It was still top four. Yeah.
Still top. I don't know. Has it come at the right time? I mean, for us to get the pressure off, because obviously I think they've already flown out today. De Bruyne's flown out with them. And that will take the pressure off because they're away from the English media completely. They're away from anything negative to do with Christmas and drinking or anything like that, like Jack. They're off in Saudi, But for us as a club in this title race, it hasn't come at a good time because ultimately... So I think for us, we go and perform well over there with less pressure, win it, come back, ready to go, I agree. But at the same time, we have to remember we're now potentially... Look, I think Liverpool are going to win today. So that's Liverpool 3. I think Arsenal are going to win today. That will put... I can't remember the league at the moment. I don't even... I need to worry about...
Before I get Lee in, Daps, I just want to quickly ask you, and Lee, and get yourselves as a rival, league title rival, should I say. Daps, do you think because of your form right now, does it put more emphasis on you lot having to go and win that tournament now over in Saudi, do you think? Even though you're going to go there and win it anyway, but do you think psychologically, does it do anything for you? I don't know.
Look, for me, we should win that because it's one of them. This is one of them trophies. Like Don will get this fully. And Ty, to be fair, I can't remember what age you would have been, but you might have got it.
I remember. I was 16. Yeah.
But until you're in it, you play it down. Yeah. Because I get it. You're playing, you know, they are actually the best teams from their countries, but
the levels are there. Yeah.
And I remember when Liverpool won it being like, really? But for me, it's one of them ones where even more so, because we've done the treble and picked up the Super Cup, to then go and not win this is just dumb, innit? It's like, right, so you could have literally said, we did everything minus
you want to complete the set. You want to complete the set.
Yeah. So for me, it's that. I don't think we win that and we're going to come back with... look, like at the moment, bro, I'm just thinking about, you know what, it's nice, go do that and whatever. Gives me a break.
Come back and you need to get your ass in
a bit of a break. But then, I don't know, I'd be more looking at, I need De Bruyne back, man. I need De Bruyne to come back.
Big time, man.
And it's not just, here's the thing, it's not just the fact of what De Bruyne brings on the pitch. With the assists and with the fact he knows the system, with his controller games, all of that. It's not just that. I think the team needs a boost. Do you know what I mean? Like the team knowing, we've got KDB back.
You need people right now that I feel like, I'm not saying your squad's
done it, bro.
He's been there and done it. You need that consistency, and I think that's what Kevin De Bruyne brings.
It's all those things that what it will do is, I think it will make Haaland be more up for it because he's like, I've got my assist man back. Boom, let's go. He'll be excited. Then you're going to have players like Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, and a few of those players that are like, at last, I can get back to doing my job.
Really fit for me, John Stones and Kevin De Bruyne is what you need going into that new year. That's what you need. I'm going to run up the lights, guys.
Can I just say one thing? Don is right. I do think we need to go and touch the transfer window because for me, we still have not addressed this Calvin Phillips-Rodri issue. And we've seen the impact it makes. Now, Rodri's picking up yellow cards, so he's going to be out again at some point. If he picks up an injury, even more so. So we need to address that issue. I don't know how we do it because getting someone that can come in and do a Rodri role is very difficult. It probably should have been we kept Lavia, or it probably should have been that we kept Douglas Luiz all those years ago. That would have been the perfect, but we didn't. But the mad thing is that for me, the biggest issue at City at the moment is the defence. Now, I can honestly look at our defence and go, we don't need to buy anyone, right? We just need to get them performing at their levels. And I do think for Ake on the left, I'll be playing 4 centre-backs. I'll be playing 4 centre-backs.
Fair enough.
Season. And walking.
Okay. Guys, run up the likes, people. Make sure you're smashing that over 800 of you in on a Sunday, giving you all that Saturday talk and the Sunday talk before we get onto the Premier League action for today. But of course, it'll only be right for me to bring in Gunnar Lee because he's been tussling with his team for a year and a half now. Last year's Premier League, this year's Premier League. Obviously, you've got your job to do, which we'll go on to Arsenal a bit later on, Lee. But I want to hear what your thoughts are on City because I know you watch them closely. I know you have your opinions on them as well. So what is this? A phase they're going through? Is this patterns you've been seeing? Should they be worried? Or are you just focusing more on like your job, basically?
Listen, I'm never going to write City off like you can't because they've got a great manager, they've got a great squad, but that's all a test. I'm not shocked by any of this because I said that Man City aren't winning the league. I said that my thought was of one reason and one reason only, on no information, no facts. I just never seen a team win 4 Champions Leagues in a row, and I just didn't think it was going to happen. I thought that Arsenal would be a little bit more up for it this season after losing out so much and seeing like Jack Grealish and all of those players, celebrating in Ibiza and stuff, and rightly so. Like they pipped Arsenal and we bottled it. So yeah, it is what it is. But I have no rhyme or reason to my answer other than I just said from the start, Arsenal winning the league. So this isn't a shock. I'm not here to, ban Man City because they still got a great team and they still can come back and do madness and they can still win a Champions League. But the league, they ain't winning it. It's not happening. And I think that's where I put it. But I don't think Man City fans need to be too worried. I think they've got the players there. My only thing is with Man City fans, and I've said this whole docu hype is crazy. Like after that 4 goals or whatever it was he got against Bournemouth, it was like he's the best one-on-one player in the league. He's this, he's that. Where was he yesterday? And I know that's
he's injured, bro. He's injured.
Fair enough, he was injured. But for me, I've seen many games where, listen, I didn't see enough from him. I haven't seen all of this, like, this hype that people have spoken about him. But that's not to say he's a bad player, but I just don't see what people are, get putting on him. And I think there's a lot of, stick on him. And I don't know. I just look at the team and I don't know if there's many excuses that I can put to them because ultimately they've got the squad. They've got £100 million player. Now listen, I know Garvio, sorry, he's playing left back, but I'm just talking about some of the fundamentals with him. Some of the fundamentals, he's making obvious mistakes, and he doesn't look like that player that's been playing for Croatia. He doesn't look like that player that's playing for Leipzig, played for Leipzig, sorry. So for me, look, like I'm saying, it was Leipzig, sorry, apologies. For me, I'm not that kind of hyped on Man City in the way that like people are going to banter them. I don't think it's the end of the world. They're still going to finish, 2nd/3rd. I think they're still going to have a good season. But in terms of the league, I wouldn't look too far for Man City. I think it's definitely going to be Arsenal and Man City and Liverpool. And 23rd we'll speak soon because I think there's going to be a huge shock in that game. But for me, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not sitting here worried about Man City in the slightest. I think even if they was to beat Arsenal, I think Man City will then lose games which they didn't. And what I said to Man City fans at the start of the season, it's not because they're not good. It's because teams are now not as scared of them for whatever reason. So now you're going to lose the games against Aston Villa. You're going to lose games against Spurs, which you do anyway. But you're going to lose against other teams because the top 10, when I said my theory was the top 10 teams, they're a lot better. West Ham are a lot better. But the bottom 10, I believe, is probably the worst bottom 10 I've ever seen. And I'm putting Chelsea in there as well. The bottom 10 teams, Luton, Sheffield United, we've spoken about that. Luton, Sheffield United, all of these teams, they're some of the worst teams that have ever come up, ever.
Ever.
One little season, and make sure you leave with something, when you're saying, when you're calling shots like that.
Please,
one season.
You and I are not the same. Please just go away.
Bro, do you know what I've seen since you last won the league, bro? Do you want to remind you and start listing things?
The top 10 teams, as I said, for me,
respect.
I'll put them in a different bracket compared to the what seasons past. So listen, man, as I said, fair play to Crystal Palace, but if I've ever seen an Arsenal player, that is Olise. That guy, brother, he is absolutely disgustingly good.
City should have signed him if they're Morrow's replacement. I said this to Dax about a year ago. I said he is tailor-made.
And you know what? I said, and listen, people ain't going to speak
in a minute.
Yeah. People ain't going to speak on it. People ain't going to speak on it, but brother, he can't. People like Cole Palmer can't chat to Olise. I don't see the hype with Cole Palmer either. I'll be honest with you. I'm not that hyped on him.
I don't get it. What do you mean you're not that hyped? I've been on stream with you where you were literally bigging this guy up and even speaking about potentially playing for England League. I've literally been on stream with you, Jamie Phillips, and that, and it was you, bro. I remember it. I remember it because I remember it. You know, I remember this as well, Ty. I remember this because in the summer when we spoke about Cole Palmer, and I was like, he can put up numbers for us, This guy was not hearing it. Lee was not hearing it, but that's hoping.
I think I might have been on the stream, to be fair.
That's hoping.
Yeah.
So when I heard him change his tone, I said, "Raw." I said, "He's like, bro, what? We're taking away penalties now. We're taking away penalties against Man City in the last minute. We're taking away penalties against the mighty Gooners. We're taking away penalties against Spurs. We're not doing that, Lee. We're not doing that. Yeah.
Listen,
away from the
penalties.
Let me just tell you a little stat. Yeah. Cole Palmer's already got more open play assists than Mason Mount in about 93 less appearances. Yeah.
Is that saying how bad Mount is?
Do you know what? Yeah.
And it says how good Cole Palmer is, bro. But for you to start saying, "Oh, he's got nothing on Olise," bro, they're both good players, bro. They're both good players.
All of these stats that Chelsea fans bring, it's null and void. You're 12th, you're 10th, 11th. We're
talking about an individual. We're talking about an individual, bro.
This is a good way to divert into Chelsea. So carry on.
I don't want to talk about Chelsea. You see me when they talk about Chelsea, I keep my mouth closed because these men are just pathetic. I can't stand Chelsea in any way, shape, or form. But
I know listen, you can't,
Olise, shout out to you, my guy, because you're moving me in a different way. And listen, I saw a compilation of Nasri when he was at Arsenal and at Man City.
You got Saka though, man. He ain't coming nowhere near your side.
I know.
What are you going to say on Nasri? I'm intrigued to hear what you're going to say here.
No. I'm just saying that I just saw a great compilation when he was at Arsenal and Man City. It just reminded me, and I saw that player, and I saw Olise. He just reminded me of him. He can play right.
He's a glider.
He can play 10. He's just
do you know the issue, Lee? The issue both of us had with Nasri, is you had Nasri when you had Fabregas, right? And we had Nasri when we had David Silva, right?
Yeah.
And it meant that Nasri was, for both of us, pushed out wide a bit more,
Yeah.
Both clubs, I clocked it, when Fab was injured and when Silva was injured and Nasri played in a more central role, he cooked.
Yeah, that was his role, always.
Like, goal scorer, bro. He got goals as well. Nasri was, he had an attitude problem, 100%.
I think on Man City as well. I know we're gonna kind of move past it, but I think on Man City, I know. Listen, I didn't watch the game, so I'm not going to speak too much from the game itself. But whatever happened in that game, it just goes to show though, like some of the players that should be stepping up for whatever reason aren't putting you in that position. Because listen, Crystal Palace, I know they're a bogey team for you. They've been a bogey team for us as well. But you had Jack Grealish on the pitch. And before it was 2-0, I'm sure everyone was like, yeah, this is the Jack Grealish that we know. This is what Foden, he was on the pitch. You had Bernardo Silva, I'm sure he was on the pitch. So listen, you had all of these players there, and you had Diaz, you had Rodri. Yeah. So we can't now move the goalpost. When they're there, before the 70th minute or whatever it was, before that goal went in, it was Man City are back to normal service resume. And I did see a little bit of that as I scrolled on Twitter because I was out. But listen, man, I'm not going to talk too much on the game, but listen, I'm sure it was just simple mistakes, but no one gave me those simple mistakes. When we played Luton, no one kept saying it was simple mistakes because of the keeper. It was, Arsenal's defense is crap, this, that, and the other. But I'm like, hold on, the keeper's throwing the ball in the back of the net, but no one wants to speak about it.
Lee,
so now your team has to take it.
Yeah, and what you said's right, because you're spot on. Like all these players that, as they've, like Grealish, let's take Grealish as an example. I think Grealish was really good yesterday. He scored in the last 3 league games, so he's starting to get those goals as well, He's playing a bit more central, looking great. Foden was really good, and probably in about maybe even the 90th minute, Foden picked up the ball and made such a powerful, sensible run that drew a foul, And it was like he took the pressure off, picked the ball up and turned and said, going to run with this because they're either going to take it off me and we get a foul, or I'm going to get through, which is what you need when you're 2-1 up, is someone to just drive with the ball. And I thought, Foden is on job. He gets it. He's won 5 Premier Leagues. He knows what it takes to win these games when it gets to that. But then next minute, he goes and makes a stupid mistake that gives away the penalty. Now, what it was is he swung wildly for the ball, I think not realising the pace the play was coming in and just ultimately just kicked him. It was just...
You agree that was a Stonewall penalty, that was?
Oh, yeah, 1,000,000% it was a penalty. Cool. And it was it wasn't intentional, I'm going to kick him, but he kicked him. Yeah, he meant to kick the ball, but he kicked the player, right?
Yeah,
so it's a penalty. But Lee is right in a way that That's where the Foden, the Grealish is, and I will give them praise for how good they were for 75 minutes. But he is right. These are players that know how to win leagues. So they should know those last 10, 15 minutes is where you must stay switched on. Now, Rodri said something last year, and I've just thought of this year. You know when, or it might have been the start of this season, in fact, you know when we found out that refs were going to play longer injury time to make sure that they had the right amount of injury time for how much game had been missed.
Mm-hmm.
Rodri said, we love that at City because we know, even if it's 2-2, we got plenty of time to score another. Yeah. Rodri said that. Whereas now, it's like the opposite. That City are like 90th minute, blow the fucking whistle. Blow the whistle. Yeah. So
actually,
it's like
that's Palace at home and Spurs at home. Yeah. Spurs
and it's like, and I would imagine Liverpool at 1-1. Same thing. Fuck it. Let's
listen.
That is the mentality of the players has changed.
I'm not on this whole corruption thing. This is not what I'm going, the angle or the lane I'm going down. But I'll be honest. Last season, that penalty that was given against you wouldn't have been given against you last season. For whatever reason, you've had the issues with Rodri, with his handball. So it's just like, look, football's all about luck. Football's all about, moments, and this season some of these big decisions are going against you. Look how many times Rodri gets gives fouls away, and now he's been getting yellow cards last season.
You know what? I think that's more because refs are onto him.
But no, and again, this is not me doing this whole corruption thing. It's more just this season, for whatever, you're not getting the same decisions that you've been getting for the last 3-4 years, because we know even just take away Rodri for 1 second. He has for years been getting away with those
the little yellows and that. Fernandinho tackles.
Whereas now this year, Man City are almost getting the same treatment that everyone else. And to be fair, I think it is. Liverpool are getting away with it a little bit more.
But you know what it is? That's the dark arts, yeah. And the thing with the dark arts is that the dark arts players get away with because they're the dark arts. People can't see them, but then it gets highlighted to them. And then they don't get away with it. But the key at City is that you pass the dark arts on to someone else. And like Fernandinho probably picked it up from, I don't know, Nigel de Jong or something, yeah? Then Fernandinho passed it on to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva passes it on to Rodri. So there's always that one player that knows to just tug that fucking shirt, bro. Don't let that player get past the halfway line, because you might think you're going to catch up with him and make a good tackle. But if you catch up with him too late and make that tackle in the wrong area, it's far more pressure than if you do it on the halfway line. And I just think at the moment, you are right, Lee. Sometimes the football gods are a thing. We know it from algorithms on YouTube, yeah? Like the football gods. We were hoping it was going to be a Chelsea loss yesterday. Chelsea went and got the W. The football gods said, cool, someone needs to hold it. Oh, well, City are doing it again. And this is the thing. Like, who knows? Listen, Man United might have something for Liverpool today. Who knows?
We're going to talk. Guys, make sure you are running up the likes. 850 of you in here. Specs, I'm going to come to you, get your little final say on City, because I do want to move it on. I need to move it on. Big up everyone that's watching. Do smash the likes. 900 of you, like I said, in there. So I do appreciate it on a Sunday. AMT says people should talk about Ruben Diaz. We did do it at the start of the show. So if you did join a bit later on, if you go back to the start of the show, we did mention about Ruben Diaz. King Juice, big up as well. Says, big up, brothers. Dap, chill out, bro. I know your standards are through the roof as they should be, but I think it's a rough patch, nothing more. Since you are in the mud, who is the better team, Arsenal or Liverpool? If you had to give one word answer, Daps, Arsenal or Liverpool, who would you go with?
I presume my bet says who's going to win the league.
Who's better right now? Go right now then. It's competitive right now.
I'm going to say who I think is going to win the league, Liverpool.
Okay, there you go, Liverpool. Big up King Juice, great super chat as well. Appreciate that. Blaze A says, so because Arsenal is second, that means all their players are good, i.e. El Neni. But Chelsea attempts, so Cole Palmer is mid. Very smart logically. ESR is the real mid.
We need ESR. We need to see enough game time of ESR.
He's more injury prone now than anything.
He won't defend ESR because
he broke on his team, but he's not been able to kick on. But yeah, Specs, I want to just quickly get your say on City, and then I'm done to take it away with Chelsea, and then we'll go on to Sunday's games. But yeah, Specs, rough patch with City or no? Lee said it already from earlier in the season. City are not going to win the league this year. No one's done the 4-Pete. He just doesn't back them, and that's just the way the game is.
I agree with mostly what Lee was saying, and he spoke well on it. But for me, I'll make it quick, man. For me, as you said, there's nothing to panic about, bro. This is Man City. Write them up at your peril. I know, like what Lee is saying as well, but it is. There'll always be a bit of a dip because the four that to get between 4 in a row and etc. and that consistency. For me, I just see it as a patch, bro. I don't see nothing to panic about, not much to talk about. They'll be back. People say Liverpool could be 8, well, Arsenal could be 8, 9 points clear by the time Man City come back in the league. But I think there's going to be some twists and turns with Arsenal and with Liverpool. Do you get what I'm saying? But if I'm going to be real, who's the closest to go against City for this title for this season, I think this is definitely Arsenal's season to have to proper push. And it has to be this season. Has to be this season.
Yeah, 100%. Do you know what as well? You know what's mad? I saw Ian Wright. I saw the Ian Wright thing this morning, and I'm superstitious, right? Or like however people want to call it, but I believe in certain things. And when I saw this morning, Ian Wright's leaving match of the day at the end of the season.
Oh, what? He's
I was like, Arsenal were giving him that goodbye present. I'm sorry, I just thought this is their year.
That would be, you know what? Yeah. And the mad thing is when you say that, yeah, like obviously, by the way, when I got asked there, and I said Liverpool over Liverpool and Arsenal, who wins the league? And I said Liverpool. That doesn't mean I don't think City can win the league. Yeah. But it's the same as what I've been saying for 3 years.
Okay.
Now, look, I've always said I'm not scared of any team. I'm scared of Manchester City not being the Manchester City I know. Yeah. Because if City are at our best, we beat everyone.
No panic, bro.
But if we're not, we have no right to say we're in a title race. And that's where it is at the moment. Like for me, the performances I'm seeing at the moment, the last 15, 20s in games, that is not a title winning team. Now, if we switch it up and start seeing old City, of course we can win the league. It don't matter if people get 10 points ahead, yeah?
I know.
Like, it doesn't. But we need to see something, and we need to see something now. Like now, yesterday, to be fair. So at the moment, it's not looking good. And anyone that's going, now we'll be fine. We'll come good business end. You're being a bit naive.
Yeah, now fair. Don, I'm gonna let you have your run on Chelsea because we do need to get onto the Sunday games. But yeah, I don't know if you was at the game or not, but yeah, just talk to us on what your Chelsea prop.
Bro, we'll keep it short and sweet, man. Listen, me and Daps was talking backstage, bro. I'm happy with the 3 points, but overall, I've seen us play better than that. And again, it's Sheffield, isn't it? They're the worst team in the league. So I'm not gonna go on about you know, it's just an important 3 points, man, that we needed. Do you know what I'm saying? But for me, honestly, bro, that first half, yeah, it was bad, shocking. You know, you guys all saw the XG, lack of chance creation. I wasn't happy with the lineup, in all honesty. Again, 4 centre backs that I'm seeing there. I'm seeing Enzo got dropped for whatever reason. I wasn't happy with it, in all honesty. But you know what? Yesterday, it actually worked. I was seeing Badiashile making some overlapping runs for once. I was seeing Levi trying to make overlapping runs on the other side as well. Obviously, it's going to be a bit easier against Sheffield because they were just low block central. They were just sitting back. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't expect anything different. But in the second half, bro, Lee's boy, Cole Palmer, man, he stepped up. You know, for about 20 minutes, everything was just going through him, man. From the goal that he scored, big up Sterling as well for creating that chance for him. He obviously created that goal for Jackson as well. But honestly, bro, listen, I'm just going to take the 3 points and run with it because remember what I said.
Was it basically no one really stood out, but Cole Palmer done his thing. So respectfully, there
was a few players that stood. No, there's a few players that stood up. Like I'll be real. Like in the first half, as much as we weren't creating much, we were moving the ball very quickly, very quickly. And one thing that I noticed as well, yeah, is that we were very aggressive. And Poch actually mentioned it in the comments after because one thing that I've noticed, yeah, is that a lot of our defenders don't like to interact with the opposition, bro. But yesterday, as soon as they were on the ball, bam, was onto them like a rush. And that's what I was seeing at the start of the season. Do you know what I'm saying? But Badiashile, he had a good game. Caicedo, one of his best games in the Chelsea top. You had obviously Cole Palmer, he played well as well. But bruv, there's still a lot of things that I wasn't happy with, man. Jackson, his lack of movement. I don't know if this guy went out for some brunch or something in the morning, yeah? I'm looking at this brother like, bro, you can see Mudrik's about to go on the wing. Mudrik didn't have a great game, yeah?
Oh, he got happy with Astrid the night before, clearly.
Bro, I don't know what he was doing, but he was getting me mad, yeah? But honestly, bro, yeah, I'm looking at him like, yo, you can see Mudrik's running wide. Mudrik likes to whip it across. Jackson is never in the danger zone. This guy's got 7 goals, yeah? He could honestly be close to 15 right now if his movement was a lot better. Because we create for him. He's just never there. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what?
He's still young though, man. He's still young, man.
That's my point. That's my point. That's my point.
You know,
He's young.
You know, the thing is, yeah, sometimes, and that's where the De Bruyne Haaland thing just worked, right? And people go, oh, telepathic. It's not telepathic. It's when the midfielder or the creative player knows the run, not Haaland makes, the run the perfect striker should make. And when the striker knows this is the ball the perfect creative player should play. And when that comes, but as a
it was like
striker,
Costa and Fabregas. It was like Costa and Fabregas, bro. They just knew where. You know what I mean? They just knew how to find each other. Yeah. So
what's going on with the red carpet, bro? I just see this. Where you at?
That's a little restaurant there, man. But what was I gonna say? Now honestly, bro, like listen, for me, we need a striker, innit? We definitely need a striker, yeah. But I was saying I want Tony more than Osimhen before, yeah. But the more I watch us and the chances that we create, I think Victor will be spot on for us, man. Honestly, in the box, yeah.
Did you see his assist last night?
I saw it, bro. In the box, yeah. I don't know how that guy manages to find so much space and time. It's his movement. It's dangerous. In the box, bro. We create good chances in the box, innit? We just never have anyone that's
getting at the
end of them. Yeah, we need a box striker. So for me, I'm leaning more towards him, and I do think that the club are going to push for him in the summer.
What, in January? Summer.
Nah. He's about to sign a new contract, innit? But he's going to have a release clause now.
Oh, that is, hold on.
He's going to have a release clause now, like in his contract.
What? So that's basically he's signing the new contract. It's going to be mad high. Not going to lie.
Yeah, exactly.
Over 100 mil. Yeah.
But he did have
113. I saw.
Racism, innit?
Yeah. He had the issue. He's leaving. The question is who's going to get him. The question is who's going to get him.
A matter of when.
Yeah, exactly. Todd Bowley and Iqbali, they want to. What's been reported is that they want a star signing in it, and it doesn't sound like Tony's our number one. So I honestly think that we're going to go for him. You know, we love African strikers, African players. You know what I mean? So we're definitely going to go in for a minute.
How much do you think?
Bro, about 100. Fabrizio reported it, bro, about 113 million or something like that.
Bro, that's mad. I was going to say 110 million.
How old is he?
He's 25. Yeah. He's younger than Tony as well.
You know what? I'm not going to lie. It just tells you how mad those midfield prices were in the summer. If Tyson 110 for Osimhen, and you think
that's a goal scorer, the biggest one that affects the game. Yeah, you're right. For the biggest one,
that doesn't seem to be the way the market is at the moment, though.
The only thing I would say though is Arsenal win the league, £100 million is nothing for Declan Rice.
Oh, 1,000,000%, bro.
Yeah.
It's been nothing already, bro. It's been nothing already.
What he's giving you, Lee. It's not even what he's just giving you on the pitch. It's also I can tell what he does off the pitch. He's got He's got leadership without the armband. He don't.
I said in the summer, when they were linked with Gundogan, I was like, oh.
We're going to Arsenal now.
I felt that all Arsenal needed was one or two leaders that know how to do it, to turn them into a title-winning team, right? And they didn't get Gundogan. I was like, I can't, and I go, okay, I don't really know too many out there. Like Tony Cruz would be one. He's a good example of it. Yeah, someone that they know how to get the job done. They can come in. They're experienced. Now, with Declan Rice, yes, he hasn't got the experience that Gundogan and Tony Cruz, as an examples, have got, right? But you know when you just know he's got it in him, he just hasn't had enough time to do it yet. He seems like the type of person that has the know-how, even though he hasn't. He can be the difference. And if you look at it for Arsenal this season, like, for me, when I'm talking players of the season this season, Salah has to probably be up there. You'd say Maddison, but Maddison less and less so now with the fact that he's injured and been injured for a while. But for me, I'm putting Declan Rice in the conversation already based on the fact that he's just good every game.
He is quite solid every game.
And that is in a position that doesn't grab the headlines, right? But then you can go to the games where he has grabbed the headlines by scoring late goals, right? But I think the shout is, and the key is, if Arsenal, if the league continues to go as it is, the games continue to roll out as they roll out, Rice continues to put up these consistent performances without grabbing every single headline. If Arsenal win the league, for me, Declan Rice would be player of the season already because he's just the difference. Do you know what I mean?
He's given them that. Do you know what, Daz? I said, and I know me and Lee were on the same show. Me and Lee were not really fully on the Declan Rice hype. And I know, Lee, you've changed your mind. You said, you know what, I hold my hands up. I saw you tweet 2 weeks ago, and you're like, I've changed my mind. But me and you in the summer, we were like, Declan Rice, like number 6 or number 8. You're still unsure which one was his best position. Would he come in and fit like a glove straight away? I always said that over the long term, I think Declan Rice would be a good sign, and I thought it would take him a year to adjust to the Arsenal method. He's gone from a team that plays sort of pragmatic football in England and West Ham to go into an Arsenal team that want to be front-footed, dominating the ball, controlling it. You've got to sort of have the IQ of your passing, pass through the lines and bits and bobs. I thought, I don't know if Declan Rice is going to do that. I admit that. But now, when I'm looking at it, December 2023, he's coming, and I'm not going to say, oh my God, he's the best midfielder in the world, nothing like that. I'm not trying to blow him open. However, I am going to say, has he surprised me this year? I know, I knew I was waiting for it.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that.
So I was like, am I going to say he surprised me?
You made it better, but then realised, nah, not really.
Has he surprised me? Yes. Has he come into this team and shown that leadership? Yes. Have I looked at him, and when I look at that Arsenal 11, am I looking at Declan Rice and thinking he's the top 4 players I want to see on that team sheet if I'm an Arsenal fan? Yes. He is that guy. When Arsenal have played without Declan Rice, I just feel like they miss a bit of something, that desire, that hunger, the ability to do the 5% basics that other people might not do or might not bring to the table. He has surprised me, and I'm not going to, he's got a long way to go in his career. He's got a long-term career at Arsenal, and I think he will get better. But has he surprised me this season? Yes. And I think at the moment, the way he's going so far, he doesn't miss games through injuries as well. That's a big thing, by the way, I think goes under the radar. This guy's robust. If you look at the way Declan Rice plays, he gets in the tackle. He makes a lot of box-to-box runs. These are the type of players that could get them knocks and injuries.
But this is the thing, though, Ty. But the thing is, that thing that really jars me,
the next stat on him, quick, as well, that I think you're right with the no injuries and doing the box thing. But another thing that and this is Rodri previously, but this season, and this,
I know what you're going to say.
16 or 17 games, 1 yellow card.
And it came last week.
And that was only last week.
And that is the key that, look, with Tottenham, you look at Tottenham, they've missed Basuma. Basuma's been out twice with suspensions, and there will be more. Because this is going to
be 3. So he's got 2 red cards and he's got 5 yellow cards.
Right,
so
there we go.
But Ty, this is the thing.
Rodri, it's an issue.
Let that and then come in, Don.
Whereas, like another one with Tottenham is Romero. Like the way these players are going to pick up cards, and if I look at City when we were winning stuff, our DMs are going below the radar. And look, I'm not watching Rice enough to know, but I would imagine he is doing the tactical dark arts. He's getting away with doing, because if you're playing the 6 role, you must be in it. You must be breaking up the play, and at times with a little shirt tug or something that the ref, he's doing everything.
Simple things people don't realize. In every good team, you need someone that can just do this simple things, and you allow your players like the extra, like the players that should be flary to do their thing. What were you going to say, Don? As well,
I was just going to say, bro. Listen, Rice, bro. People need to respect these lower teams because he's been doing this for West Ham over the years. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he came through initially as a centre back. Everyone knows I'm from East, innit? So I watch a lot of West Ham, And Declan Rice, bro, he's been a consistent player for West Ham for years, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's only now he's showing it at a bigger club. And people, I didn't know Declan Rice could do this. You got to respect West Ham a bit, man. Because West Ham fans have always spoken about this. Like they used to say, in our opinion, is world class. Everyone would shut it down. Even me, I would say, listen, I want to see him go do it in the Champions League and that. But I did say that I've got no doubts that he will be able to do it because he's already done it for England, international level. He's one of the first names on the team sheet, even though it was at West Ham. And you can just tell, with certain man, you can just tell like this guy's not going to be a problem around better players. Do you know what I mean? So
and also,
he's been doing this, man. He's been doing this.
But obviously, certain man knowing it, I'm not really into this whole Rice thing, even though he has grown on me. Because I'm starting to see him do certain. It's going to be a bit because I'm starting to see him like the way he's getting more forward and getting more shots off and doing. So he's growing on me and he's growing at Arsenal. Facts, innit? So I can't even deny that. You get what I'm saying? But I was at the Arcs, especially Gunnar Lee as an Arsenal man. Like I always wondered, because people onto this Rice thing, but I'm like, if you had to miss one of the two, who's more important, Saliba or Rice? In terms of
great question.
You know what I'm saying?
Good question, Specs.
The only reason why I'm gonna say Rice is more important is because listen, Kavio is nowhere near Saliba's level, but he can come in and do a job. He's better than the level between Rob Holding and Saliba. But if you've got Jorginho in there for a season with, let's say, I don't know, Partey or Havertz and Odegaard, it doesn't work. So listen, I would definitely say Rice. And why not have Rice in there to kind of stop the ball getting through to the back firstly anyway, because maybe why the reason why Man City looks so good and why they need to lose games is because they've obviously got this player. But listen, I'm sure everyone's going to say Saliba, and last season we would have won the league if we had Saliba. So and obviously he got injured. So I would definitely say that. Look,
it's a tricky one. Still, it's a tricky one.
More important, just for the fact that we've got a better replacement in the centre back role than in the midfield.
People in the comments, and what about Partey?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Well, listen, you know what, Partey, he's
debatable, isn't it?
That's like Liverpool fans saying, what about Thiago?
Yeah, he is an amazing player, but I can't keep mentioning a player that never plays. It's just so difficult for me to talk about somebody that's never fit. And again, like, I look at it and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm not going to be that shameless guy to talk about a player who genuinely has missed 50% of games, even more probably. So I can't, talk about a player that we never have. But he's amazing. He's an amazing player.
Can I just say something on Rice as well? Yeah. And I think back to, like, like you see how Rice used to, a few years back, still go and watch SC Dons play. Yeah. It just seems very humble, down to earth.
Bro. He's random.
Oh, fully.
Man, Liverpool.
Got the same chick from school days.
Bro, he's a type.
Yeah,
Like, you know what? Even there's something, and I saw one or two people. I think Kendall actually posted it. You know, when Newcastle and Arsenal were having that heated moment, and Newcastle fans were getting a bit irate, Rice kind of just looked at him and goes, "I know, sorry." Like, he just seems like the type of brother, that is just blessed. Like, he can create no issues in that dressing room, and you need them 100%. People in your dressing room, because he'll get on with everyone. He'll make sure that in that dressing room, everyone is positive. He'll make sure everyone in that dressing room is motivated. And that's where I honestly, I said the minute they signed him, he'll be like their deputy instantly, captain. And I honestly believe the key to unlocking Odegaard would be to give Rice that armband. And I think Odegaard can play.
But you know what?
Another way of unlocking Odegaard.
One sec, Don. Sometimes them players don't need it. Rice don't need no armband. He's him. You know that saying like, he is him. Declan Rice.
Yeah. Nah, he knows his time's gonna come though. He knows his time's gonna come.
You know what I mean? Basmati every day. I could eat that every day. Basmati, nice. I'm cool with that.
You don't leave being like, he was the captain at West Ham that brought them that trophy. That they sing Champions of Europe. We all know it's a conference, but they sing it because of Declan Rice. He was the younger that came up through them, man, won him that trophy and lifted it, as captain, right? He has now gone to Arsenal to lift trophies as captain. He ain't left to go. He's left to go and change them. That's why he took Arsenal. He wanted to stay in London, and furthermore, he wanted to be that missing piece where he can go in there and go, I did this, right? But then he wants to go on and he wants to lift trophies as captain because he's felt it. He's been the one that is the first one to lift it, He wants to feel that again. He knows it's.
And you know what? It's funny you say that. Someone in the chat said earlier on. They said, Rice he's an idiot. He's a something because he's gone to Arsenal and they ain't won nothing before. Bro, like, this is where certain people are just wired differently, because not everybody wants to quote unquote jump on the train. Man City are this well-oiled machine, and he had to just go in there and do what he had done, and he would have won. He would have been guaranteed trophies, but. Listen, people don't want to give Arsenal the respect, but if Arsenal win the league, it won't be, but it will feel way bigger and better for him as an achievement, because he's brought Arsenal back from the doldrums of 21 years. Because next year will be 21 years.
Yeah, the challenge. He's fueled by the Challenge League. That's what he is. I like that.
Everybody wants to join instant success, because it's almost like, you've got a boxing trainer. If someone joined Floyd Mayweather's camp right now, they ain't doing nothing to really better him, because he's already done all the glory. But his dad, his uncle being there from the get-go, it means more. It matters, and that's where Arsenal are at right now.
If you go and look at right, if you can find a picture of Vincent Kompany the first time he lifted the Premier League trophy for Manchester City, and then look at his face on the other ones, I guarantee you, you can see which one means the most.
It's different,
and it's always been the first. I can
tell you as a fan, bro, which one. Like, obviously, we've been lucky in a way that, like, obviously the first one by far and away, it feels the best. Now, the other thing is, admittedly, we've had last minute ones that have made it feel good as well, But the first time, and And to be the difference maker, to be that player that can say, I've come in, like, imagine Haaland last season could be like, I'm the reason City won the Champions League. Yeah. No one else could get it over the line. I went there, we got it over the line. Yeah. That he can claim that. If Arsenal go and win the league, yeah, Declan Rice can claim that. He can say, I'm the difference.
Yeah, he can. And the question is, Specs, will they go on to that? Because obviously, not talking about the league now. Obviously, they want to go on and win the league. But today, they've got Brighton playing at home today. Little stat for you. The last 3 games Brighton have been to the Emirates. Brighton have won all 3. But all good things, you know.
I didn't know it was a Carabao Cup game where we rotated.
Yeah, no, I hear that, Lee. But I'm only just saying what the facts are. You get me? Chill. It's all right. At the end of the day,
squeeze that in there quickly, you know.
I was on a show with Roms, yeah, and I was saying to him, it's funny though, because the same weekend that Palace are City's bogey team, Arsenal playing their bogey team and Brighton. But you know, will it change today? Arsenal did rotate in midweek. I think the pros for Arsenal this week is that they had Champions League and they were already through. They went to PSV and they rotated. They played a lot of the players that ain't going to start today. So they're fully fit. They're rested. They're ready to go. Jesus, Saka, Martinelli, they're there. Declan Rice, Odegaard, Havertz, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, and Ben White. So they've got their 11 that they're going with.
Kickoff.
2 o'clock kickoff. Yeah, 2 o'clock kickoff. Confident Arsenal will just go and carry on the business.
It all depends what kind of Brighton turns up, man. Especially after a European weekend. That to be honest, Arsenal should be winning that game, and they're at home. Like, there's no denying it. Like, Arsenal should be getting 3 points. If they don't, they should be disappointed. Do you get what I'm saying? And if Arsenal are going to do this thing, which I think, like I said, they're very close to City, and they are going to do it, they're going to really try this season. Home form, it has to be, do you get what I'm saying, slick. Like Liverpool's home form is good as well. You have to keep on that home form. No draws, no nonsense. Like, home, you win. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's not going to be easy.
Home games, yeah.
But it depends what Brighton turns up, because sometimes you think Brighton, and they do have one of them off moments, and it could be against Arsenal today, or it could not be. It depends if they turn up. They could be up for it. Okay? And it's a big game. Don't get it twisted. It's a big game today.
Is it the Emirates?
Yeah.
It's at home. It's a big game. Big game, but
I think
Arsenal should be getting a 3 points.
The reason why it's a big game for me is, like, I know we're 4th at the moment, so it could come across like it's, you know, we are in it. And if City drop points and you're Arsenal or Liverpool, you must, in it. Like, it's one of those ones where at the moment
got to capitalise.
You have to. And this weekend, I know Arsenal won't be thinking, you know, United have got something for us. Like, they won't be thinking that, but they will. Do you know what? Because the one thing I think Arsenal really, really need to do is they need to make it so that they have as little pressure business end of the season as possible. Because it is a fact. Sorry, Arsenal fans, but it is a fact. Arsenal, bottling it in the league-wise, yeah, are the worst. I think 4 of the 5 biggest bottle jobs have been Arsenal.
They are. They've beaten their
I feel like Arsenal, right? I feel like how it is that Arsenal don't want to be that team going into April, May, where 1, they're chasing, or 2, they're ahead by 3 points.
Bro,
I feel like Arsenal need to be in that position where they want to be quite comfortably ahead.
But Ty, what I was going to say is, hold on. What I was going to say is, even more important, is that last season we saw what happened. In previous seasons, we've seen what happened when Arsenal get to the business end of the season, right? With one team chasing them. If they have City and Liverpool, both with know-how, both in touching distance, going into March, April, May, they don't want that. Now, this is where it's almost like they should be like, do you know what? We'll deal with Liverpool another day. City are dropping points. We must put as big a gap between us and City.
Like so Liverpool did when they won it. That's how I'm thinking. Get the gap.
And then we'll deal with Liverpool when it comes to Liverpool.
Yeah, to Liverpool.
Let's get at least one of these people off our back. If we can get the gap between us and City, so we don't have to look over our shoulders at City, we're just looking over our shoulders at Liverpool. Or
I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at it now, Don, right? Because if Arsenal win today, they're going 39 points, right? Then by the time City play their next league game, if Arsenal win again, they'll be on 42. So mathematically, I know games in hand and stuff, but they could be 8 points clear of City, which is the type of gap which me and Daps are saying they need, because psychologically for them, they need that, even though they've got Declan Rice. What are your thoughts on Brighton today? Because I feel like if Arsenal turn up, they beat Brighton. And this is no disrespect to Brighton, but this is how I thought of it this weekend, right? Brighton played against Marseille on Thursday night. And if people didn't know, that was their biggest night of football so far for that football club. A 90th minute goal from João Pedro put them top of the group in the Europa League. The fans are celebrating like they won it. And respect to them. I love Brighton, yeah? I like the club. I like the place, yeah? Big up to them lot. But they put 100% effort into that. To then go to the Emirates 3 days later and try and give it again and go again is very hard when you're coming off that such a high. You know what I mean? So
I get that, man.
Rested and going into it. Brighton haven't kept a clean sheet all year.
Said that,
I do believe that Arsenal get the job done.
The only thing though, Ty, I hear all of that. It sounds nice, and on paper, yes, they could be a little bit tired. But if anyone's gonna play their game, regardless of what's happened during the week, it's Brighton, man. These lot, whoever comes in, whoever goes out, they play the same way. Like even against us, bro, they were controlling the game more than us before Gallagher got sent off. It was just their final third. They didn't have that quality in the final third. But bro, recently, Arsenal and Brighton, Brighton, sorry, they've been Arsenal's form, you know. They haven't been easy games for Arsenal. If I read like their last few results against them, yeah. So last year they beat Arsenal at the Emirates 3-0. And then Arsenal beat them away 4-2. Before that, they beat Arsenal 3-1. Then they beat Arsenal 2-1. They drew. Arsenal beat them 2-0. So out of all them games that I've read there, Arsenal have only won twice against Brighton. It seems like Brighton always give Arsenal a bit of a is it like a banana peel game when it comes to Brighton? Remember when Bissouma was even laughing at Arsenal that time? Obviously, I know they've changed up different players and whatnot, yeah. But I just feel like everyone's always got that team, and Arsenal's team seems to be Brighton recently, man. So I actually predicted a draw for this game. I think Brighton are gonna play the game regardless.
Let me ask you from a tactical point of view. When you look at it, like I said, Arsenal rested, Brighton coming off their big win on Thursday, trying to go again. With this Arsenal team looking stronger than probably what they've had in recent years, where do Arsenal get it wrong today? Because I don't think it's about, unless you think it's about Brighton coming there and Brighton showing their best, which we know is a very good Brighton on their day. But why do you think they will draw? Where's it tactically? Where did it go wrong for you for Arsenal?
Yeah, listen, I'm still not convinced with their attack right now. I'm still not convinced. I know they played well against Wolves, but overall, bro, like I said, majority of the season, their attack hasn't been great. Again, against Luton, they were creating good chances. They scored good goals, but I still need a lot more evidence, tangible evidence for me to say, listen, Arsenal now, that attack is clicking again. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm kind of looking at it. I think I'm just not too sure about their attack right now. That's how I'm looking at it. Defensively, I think they're going to be spot on, but I don't see them blitzing Brighton by a couple goals for this game. I'll be real with you, man. I think Brighton are still going to play their game regardless. But it'll be a good game, man. It'll be a good game. What time is it on? Is it,
2 o'clock, yeah. So just gonna, we're gonna talk on Liverpool United now. But before we go on to United Liverpool, Lee, do you want to quickly just come to Don on your attack about not firing, and then we'll move on? I just want you to have your say.
Listen, man, I've been hearing the same thing about Liverpool and their top. I think one of their forwards have scored 1 goal this month, so it is what it is. I think, listen, Martinelli's not looked amazing throughout the last couple of weeks, but everyone gives excuses and moments in the season where certain players aren't doing well, and he'll be back, man. Jesus looks good. He was excellent last week against Aston Villa. He did the same stuff he does normally. He should have got a goal, but I don't agree necessarily with that. I think, you know what, give a little bit of credit to Don. He did call it a few weeks ago, and I didn't really see that, and I still don't really think it's as big as a deal with it. But Odegaard hasn't really performed consistently to the level that we need him, and that he's been last season. But to say that the forward line isn't performing, I don't agree with that. I just think that moments in the games change everything, because now look at the optics. Now all of a sudden, Havertz is playing well. Havertz has been doing pretty much the same thing, more or less, what he was doing for weeks ago, but now he's just getting goals and he's getting assists, and the optics change. So I agree somewhat with Don, and especially again give him credit to what he said about Odegaard maybe about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Again, I'm not going to be shameless. He did call it. So I think Odegaard's maybe not performed as well as he should be, not being as vibrant in games. But I think the forward line is okay. I'm not saying it's enough to win, because I'll hold my hands up. I don't think that if we have Jesus for the whole season, that it will be enough to win the league. I do think we need something somewhere in the team.
Can I ask you if you would take Dominic Solanke?
No. No, I'm not taking Dominic Solanke, bro. Like, please dismiss me with that crap. But listen, it was a funny when Don was talking earlier on, because I heard about 2 weeks ago from somebody about Osimhen. I heard that that's about 65% that we're going to get him, 70%. And it was the same person that told me, funny enough, about Mudryk. Obviously, we know how that still actually went in the end, but it was all done. And then Chelsea came in and gazumped the whole thing. But yeah, listen, for me, King Kai, man, that's my guy. He's going to do his thing today. But I heard, for sure, Osimhen, I heard he's going to Arsenal. So, and I heard that about 2 weeks ago. And people can believe what they want, but I know my people that tell me things. And yeah, man, when they tell me things, I listen. So we'll see. I also heard that Arsenal in for
we shall, man.
Funny enough, from Man City. So.
Okay. Interesting. Big up as well, Hudson, with the super chat. All this Arsenal talk, like they're going to do something. Let's see if they can handle the squeeze from Villa, let alone City and Liverpool. Big up, Hudson. I think if that's the Hudson from Ends, big up as well, man. I hope you're good, bro. And keep doing your thing at Rapid Vehicles as well, man. Love that. Smashing it. Guys, we're going to move on to the so-called the biggest game of the day. And I'll start it. Of course, it's Liverpool, Manchester United. I don't know what to think going into this game, because I've watched this game for years, and we're going back years. And I have to be real. I've done a preview with Roms and that, and it was a good footballing show, man. So if you want to watch that, go back and watch that if you want. But this is the least confident I've ever been going to Anfield.
Actually,
I'm not going to lie.
Well, because I watched that. It was like a big show. Shout out. That was
big up, man. Yeah, thank you, bro.
Man brought the hoodie on for the United.
Yeah. But that was good, because I thought they were going to come on the hype team, but it was actually good just to talk football about it. And like the realness of it is, I'm not confident going into this game because I just don't believe in our attack. I don't believe in the leadership. Bruno Fernandes is not there today. And I think it might be a blessing in disguise. We're going to see who's been made captain. Ten Hag just come out and said he's going to tell the player first before he tells the media. And, we've got Rafael Varane back in there, but he can't do it by himself. It's basically, can we get through the first 20, 25 minutes? And I say this, and Daps has heard me say this. In a lot of big games, I always say, can Man United go to the Etihad and get through the first 25 minutes? Can Man United go to Anfield and get through the first 25 minutes? Can we go to the Emirates and get through the first 25 minutes? It's going to be a big test to see if we can do that today. Liverpool are going to come there with the new stand open, 8,000. It's timed perfection. Like
I heard it's
7,000. Yeah. Either way, 7 or 8.
Get them sevens spamming in the chat right now.
But like on a level,
they're bastards for that.
I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. It's one of them ones. Is it gonna be? Oh look, Roms has just messaged me. I'm home. Send the link. Oh, it's convenient, Roms. Let
me ask you while you're doing that. Let me ask you a question in it while you're doing
go on. I've just sent it to Roms. Go on.
Listen, we know. Look, last season I think everybody in here specs. I saw him giving a little bit of shade to Ten Hag. We know what Daps thinks about Ten Hag. I know what Don thinks about Ten Hag. I mean, he's been saying the same shit from the summertime. So shout out to him. And everybody knows my thoughts on him. But we know that you're very not lenient, but you like to give him a chance, and you want to see.
Yeah, I do.
You don't think that he's the full blame. And listen, fair play and credit to him, but you think about some of the mistakes that he's made. You think about the amount of losses and the way that he's losing games and stuff like that. And, his comments when he came out and said, when I'm not here to play the Ajax way and stuff like that. And you think, look, there's a guy that's sitting next to you on this screen in Daps, and Pep was brought in to play the way that he played for Barcelona. He kept that same way at Bayern Munich, and now he's come to Man City and done the same thing. Daps wasn't expecting Man City to play anything other than what? Let me not speak for him. Maybe I'll ask him in a second. But Daps, I believe, was expecting Man City to play the Pep way because of the ball that they had in. I know they had the two directors of football that was from Barcelona. So I'm sure Man City fans, everybody was expecting them because they brought in this streamlined of from the top.
I hear the angle you're going down.
So for you right now, what does it take for him to go in your to say no, it's enough? Because if you lose 7-0 today or 5-0 today, where do you go here? What is it?
It's a hard one, right? Because and do you know what? I'm not here to make everyone agree with me or people to think that I'm just riding the Ten Hag wave. The truth is, right, first of all, I want to see what happens, and it might be a lazy answer, but let me land my few points. Ineos firstly are coming in. So I want to see the direction they're going in. So if they come in, right, Lee, and they say, do you know what, Ten Hag, you're not the guy that we want for our project. We want to go and get Graham Potter. I'm going to throw that name out there because I think it's realistic. I'm cool with that. Because if that's what the new ownership want to go down and that's the direction they want to head in, I'm a football fan and I want to know that they're backing who they want and that's the alignment they want to go down. So cool. If Ten Hag goes next week and they want Graham Potter, I'm going to accept that. Whether people don't like it or not, I'm cool to go down that direction. So first of all, for me, I don't feel like there's a lot of competent or great enough replacements out there. But big names have tried, right? Mourinho, Van Gaal have tried it. What brought trophies? In the moment, it was happy, but long term, we knew it weren't successful. And then we've tried the Ollie, the man manager approach, but not a great coach. It worked for us a while. We've gone down now the Ten Hag route. Now, for me, Lee, this is the way I look at it and why I'm disappointed in Ten Hag and the football we play after 18 months. Because the truth is, Lee, I don't know what job you do out. Oh, no, you work with me in education, yeah? Cool. So, Lee, if you take a job, yeah, in education and you go down like a different route, right? And you go for another job and you've been at your place currently at the moment a few years. If you go and take another job, they're employing you based off what you've done at your other job and what they like in you. It's like a music artist. When you're a music artist, yeah, and a record label want you, they sign you because what they've seen you do, yeah? So for Ten Hag, he's come into this Man United job based off what he's done at Ajax and what we wanted to see. He's then come in and changed the way he's played in a philosophy. But if a place interviewed me for what I've been good at in my job, and then I start changing my ways and not doing what I delivered at my old job, people are going to be asking questions, and rightly so, because I would be too. So for me, I don't know where I stand on it, because with Ten Hag, I don't want to give it the excuse of, there's going to be certain players coming back, because yes, there are going to be certain players coming back. The Varans and Lissandros is what he built his routine off, and the Casemiros, they're not there at the moment. But then as a football coach, I say it already, I'm looking at Ange, and he's got Emerson Royale playing at centre-back, and he was comfortable last week, and they still played the same football. So a coach should be able to coach these players. So I just don't think it's good enough at the moment. I think last year he changed his approach after the Brentford slapping to be more pragmatic, and it worked. It got us a trophy and got us top 4, but it weren't sustainable. And I think right now we're seeing that. And I don't think he's got long left, if I'm personally honest, because I'm just unsure of the direction.
So you're not too fussed about who the manager is, as long as there's a plan and direction. So you're not actually stuck with Ten Hag in your mind. It's like,
no, you know what? I'm not stuck with Ten Hag. Do you know what it is, Lee? This is my perfect way of answering it, and then I'll see what other people think about the game, and we'll try and sort out Rom's coming in as well. Is that
can talk, by the way?
Where this manager is, right?
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. So we're just trying to get you in. Yeah. We can hear you. There you go. I sorted it. So basically, where I am at, Lee, yeah, is with this Man United squad. The squad mentally are pussy-holes. Let me just put that out there, yeah. They're man of pussy-holes. They'll go to the shop, and they're the man that will get touched up on, yeah. The facts are, the facts are, Lee. I've said this, and I don't know what you think, but where we're at as a squad, I said we need an Ollie type of person who can coach. Ollie couldn't do the coaching side, but Ollie could bring the people together and
he can't coach. He can bring people together. Let's be clear.
That's what I just said.
You said coach.
No, I said he could bring the people together, but can't coach.
Bring the people to. Right, yeah.
Ollie, we need an Ollie that can bring the people together, but can also coach. And that's why I'm not against Graham Potter, because I feel like where we are, Lee, and I'm going to compare it to Arsenal. This is how I'm looking at it. Where Man United want to be is winning trophies and competing for the league titles. That's where we want to be. Now we're 3 steps behind City and Arsenal. That's how I look at it. And to get a manager in that can do step 1, that would be someone like Graham Potter, because he'd get the harmony together of the players. I feel like he'll get us a basic plan, and we'll go out on the pitch and we'll know what we're going to be doing and knowing our roles, and it will get us to that step 1. He might bring in some players and do out some recruitment, and that can then take us to the step 2, where you maybe look at it in 3 or 4 years' time and say, right, who is that next manager going to be? I'm not going to be this guy that's going to come in and think, right, a new manager is going to come in and we're going to get to step 3 and start challenging City and Arsenal. No, it ain't going to work like that. We need to clear out some of these players. We need to get the harmony together. We need to get a proper structure. So for that, we need to get a manager that probably just gets it with simple communication. And if the board come in and say it's Graham Potter, Lee, in a few weeks' time or a few months, I'm cool with that. It doesn't have to be the biggest name. We need a step 1 manager that just gets everything aligned, just like Arteta kind of did when he first came in, cleared out the wood, got rid of some players, and got you lot just all together. And then things start ticking.
Ty, do you know what the key to that is? And this is the key that ultimately at City, we know that the owners were there. Sorry, not the owner. The board was there. the board was there ready for Pep, yeah, they would have already been having the conversations. The direction was clear. Everyone knew the direction. Every single person at the club knew the direction. If you don't believe in the direction, this is not the club for you. Arteta arrived at Arsenal, and his first press conference, he said, there's so many people, there's so many issues here. Everyone is pulling in a different direction. Everyone must be pulling in the same direction. That's why he got rid of, and I don't just mean in the dressing room, I mean everyone at the club, yeah, all the way down. Even the canteen are on the same page, right? But that's why he then got rid of certain players in that dressing room, because you can't have one player when you're trying to, especially when you're about system football and you're trying to coach, yeah, being the key word. If you're trying to coach, you can't have one or two bad eggs not agreeing with your coaching and going, oh, no, I don't. Because the minute they talk, they've got friends, they've been at the club for longer than you.
It's a domino effect.
And that's what is
you know
going
what that.
Actually, do you know what? Sorry, I will bring you in.
That's why Arsenal, he got rid of all those bad eggs, right?
Yep.
So that now everyone there, and this is where, to be fair, the younger players initially, they listen because they're like, okay, I'll listen to you because you know what? You are Arteta and you were a good midfielder and you have been coaching under Pep. You do know what you're talking about, right? Now at Man United, if you look at what Arsenal did there with getting rid of all those bad eggs that many fans did not want to get rid of, that's what you need now, bro. But the key is, and that's why I get what you're saying, that the important thing firstly is that the board and the manager are on the same page. Because if they're not, how can the players be on the same page? It's the board and manager can't even
and this is the thing, I'm going to let you come in. One second, I'm going to let you come in. And this it goes back. I watched an Ashley Young interview a few years back when he was under Conte at Inter. And Conte is so strict in his regime and the way he is. They're disciplinarians, you know, and Ten Hag's like that as well. They do everything to the finer details. But Ashley Young said, once Antonio Conte lost a couple of the players, the rest then started just to fall off, because once someone done it, the rest started to drop off. Because where these managers are so in depth, they're so tactical, and once you start losing a few, it's hard to get it back because the way you manage is based off so many them tiny details. And by the way, Lee, just to answer your go back to your last point on Ten Hag, I don't think Ten Hag's a bad manager. By the way, I really wanted Ten Hag, and I think Ten Hag's good. If it doesn't work at Man United, it will work for him at somewhere like Dortmund. That's what I said to Roms the other day. It doesn't mean that Ten Hag's never going to be a good manager again. If some clubs, it just doesn't fit sometimes.
Bro, already.
But yeah, if he goes to somewhere like that, it will work. And I do like Ten Hag. I just don't think maybe it's going to work at Man United. But Roms, welcome to the show, bro. And everyone, smash the like button. We've got another 10 minutes before the football starts. Go on, Roms.
Big up, just to add on to Dax's point, because when me, Jamie, and Flores did the preview on Friday, when you were saying Potter, you want Potter in, I'm kind of thinking, not really. When he faces adversity, it might go tits up. Like he sees himself as one of the players or whatnot. He doesn't really stamp his authority. But however, when I look at Arteta when he first joined at Arsenal and Klopp when he first joined at Liverpool, it doesn't. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter about the results. The results weren't there as such. The consistency weren't there as such. But the identity was there. And I think that's the main thing United fans want now. Similar to Spurs this season. Cool. Yeah. They had the results until they had the injuries and whatnot. But the identity there was from day one, and they found themselves top after 8 games. So. When you proposed the Potter thing at first, I was like, nah, Ty, he's not the guy. But if it's just for that first step, if it's for that first step, I hear it. Not to bring you to like the summit of a Prem or Champions League, but the first initial step, I hear that. But then
when another manager comes in, they just continue the step, adding their bit. It's not like you're going back to step one.
The only thing with it, Ty, though, context, you're United, and that's where I think some of your fan base won't be as patient. You know what I mean? They might want just results there and then, but. No, I kind of hear.
Do you remember when Man United we won trophies under Louis van Gaal? We won trophies under Jose Mourinho.
Bro, yeah.
You're happy in the moment. You're happy in the 90 minutes, but all the Man United fans, this is me. When Mourinho won that
trophy
double
last season,
we won that double under Mourinho. I still wanted him gone because I knew it weren't sustainable, and I knew it weren't gonna bring that joy and happiness over the long term. So if Man United fans want to go down that route of winning a trophy and being able to feel like that, cool. But I'm not down for that. I'm not down for that.
So what are you saying, Ty? So. Let's say in the fantasy world, Eddie Howe left Newcastle. What, you taking Eddie Howe then for your step one?
You know what? Kaz asked Kaz yesterday away.
Do you know what?
Do
you know what? That's not 2.0. Step one.
I'm just putting it out there. Like,
bro. Step one, Mark Hughes 2.1, 2.0.
No, I don't start that again, guys. You're not doing this again. It's too early, bro.
If
Sunday,
you
bro. Come on, man. Sunday.
Then you need to replace. I get it.
If you gave me the choice of Potter or Howe,
What do you call him? That steady Eddie.
I'm going Potter.
Hold on, say that again. Wait.
If I had a choice of Howe or Potter for step one, I'm going Potter.
Why?
Because I feel like Potter. I know your style of play for me, right? And I'm not disrespecting Liverpool, Rom, so don't get vexed. Your style of play for me reminds me of Liverpool when they had that. I don't think that it's not like it's a style of play on the ball. I feel like it's like the high energy, you outwork teams, your momentum. It's like
that's what you need, but your players can't do that. Your players can't do that, though. But you need that.
However, I get it because hard work can sometimes beat the talent or whatever on the pitch. However, I'd rather watch my team sort of go under the Potter regime and if the football he can bring, how he started Brighton coming up and going down that route. That's what I prefer. Other Man United fans not agree, but I prefer the Potter approach rather than going down the Eddie Howe high energy Jurgen Klopp volume approach. That's just me.
I think your team needs that, bro. You need that.
Eddie Howe and Jurgen Klopp. Come on, bro.
I behave yourself, Daps. Leave my Eddie alone, man. Leave my guy alone, Bretton. You get me?
But what do you think?
Eddie's elevated.
On the game, let's see what happens because obviously, Eric Ten Hag's here at the moment. Whether he's here at the end of the week or whatever, we've seen what's happened. Rangnick, Ollie, and Mourinho both went after Liverpool games. What do you guys think on the actual game?
Real.
Like, it's a pattern. The last 3 managers have gone on the after Liverpool game.
Rest in peace.
Ty, I don't think it was Ollie, you know. I think it was even more embarrassing. After us, you then went to Watford and got spanked. Then I think.
Watford. That's it. Ragnick and But what do you guys think on the game? I don't know who starts. It's Liverpool United at Anfield. You know where I stand. I just think that
let me start, Ty, because football's a funny game. I'm saying this from now, by the way. We do win the game, so I don't want Liverpool fans thinking, how can you not be confident? We win the game. I'm saying that's the first thing I'm going to start with. But this whole 5-0, 4-0, we're going to batter them. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I see a comfortable win, but I just feel like had we not battered them last year, I would probably go for that kind of scoreline with the context of you lot not being in good form and that. But to batter them 2 years in a row, I just don't think football works like that. And I think we were saying, Ty, with Bruno out the team, I almost think that's to you lot's advantage slightly because I feel like there'll be somewhat more control. It's not going to be that grenade ball gets the ball and he's just basically passing it back to us. Yeah, you're going to have probably Amrabat, Mino, and that will probably be a bit more robust. Yeah, probably a bit more pragmatic, but there's more control in the way you played. You know what I mean? But for me, the main thing I want, Gunali alluded to it, since the City game, only one of our attackers have scored. It's been our midfielder and our defenders that have been saving us 3 games. I want today for Nunes or Diaz to get on the score sheet because I think our attack need confidence. And I know that's mad to say. You think of Liverpool, you think, look at all their attackers, all the goals. It's not been like that recently. If you think our attack's been doing well, it's a bit of a facade. But I want them, man, to get on. I would happily take Salah not scoring today for a Nunes and Diaz 2-0 win. Do you know what I mean? Just to get their confidence up again. But I think we beat United. I'm going by a 2-0 cushion, but I don't think it will be some battering. And I do feel like you lot are going to park. I don't think you lot are really going to play on the counter, really. I think you're just going to park it. And even if you get that odd chance, your attack's misfiring as it is. If anyone's to score for you, I can see it being McTominay. That's it. If Rashford, Højlund, or a Garnacho was to go 1-on-1 with Alisson, this is the biggest compliment to Alisson.
2023, and our goal threat is McTominay.
Yeah, Alisson come back last game.
Hey, it could be Højlund's day, man. You never know. Football's a funny game, bro. Football's a funny game, man.
I expect it trying to be funny, innit? It hasn't been his day for a minute, man. It should have been his day against. It should have been his day against. You know what it
is? I rate Højlund.
I do as well.
Højlund will come good long term. But I want to ask you something, Don, because Rom said this in the preview. Obviously, like I said to people, go back and watch the preview. You want something to watch if you're chilling this afternoon. But Rom said he's scared more of complacency because a lot of people are saying Liverpool are going to win this game. Liverpool are going to smoke United. And sometimes in professional football, this can be a dangerous thing because United are coming in.
It filters onto the players. It filters onto the...
Yeah. Do you feel like any complacency could happen today?
Nah. I think these lot have got a different mentality this time around. They can smell blood, you know. Everyone can see City and aren't the City that they were even. So I think Jurgen Klopp's going to... This game speaks for itself, man. It's United, you know, they've got 7K fans coming in now. You lot have opened that stand. United, you lot have multiple injuries. I don't think they're going to take this one lightly, man. Honestly, I don't think they're going to take this one lightly. I think they're going to be professional. They're going to want to get the job done in it and then keep it moving.
Fair.
Yeah, fair.
Do you know what's mad,
anyone disagree with that, or anyone want to throw in a spanner in the works? Is it all specs? Is it just how many can Liverpool get?
For me, it's either Liverpool batter them, bro, like just batter them, finish them early, or lure them back to what Ron was saying. Could be like just a neat 2-1 or 2-0 or a comfortable one. You get me? Because sometimes you can hide these games and it's dead out in the end. You get what I'm saying? But for me, Liverpool wins. It's Anfield. Like, you never know what could happen, but it's Liverpool. Liverpool have to capitalise on the sense of the Man City thing and the fact that because what Arsenal do as well today. Don't piss around. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's going to be on them. So, yeah.
You know what's yeah? Two fan bases in United and Arsenal, they're doing this thing. Arsenal, I hear it. It's more mind games. But United are doing this thing where if you don't batter us, you should be embarrassed. Arsenal, like the same thing. If you don't batter them, you should be embarrassed. I would happily take a 1-0 win. As long as we get the 3 points and we're back on top at the end of this evening, I'll take a 1-0. One thing I will say, though, Flawless said, yeah, but Rom's goal difference. I'm sorry. Goal difference at this stage of the season don't matter. We know it can matter towards the end of the season, but I think goal difference now, and we're not even we're coming up halfway.
That's not the point, though, Ron.
It's not that deep. I'm taking a 1-0 win. I just want my 3 points.
When you have the opportunity to do it, you should be doing it. So when you play Man United next time, you may not have the opportunity. So you want to take any advantage you can now. So for example, we know that Brighton have loads of players out, so we should be battering them today. We should be putting our foot on their necks. But if we don't, you know what everyone's going to say? Oh, well, we only won 1-0 and we're not playing well. And then you're going to get Don saying, oh, the attack line isn't firing. So you want to remove all these things little bit by little bit, because when you have the opportunity, you got to take it. So, if Chelsea would have won 1-0 yesterday, yes, it would have, they would have won the game. But everyone would have said, but they only beat Sheffield United 1-0. They should have won.
Nah, Lee, you see my mind frame right now? No, hell no. My mind frame right now. I've been on here bigging up our team. Our performances have improved from last year, but I haven't been seeing results. Now, get it however you can get it. I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say you lot are starving. You don't take anything. I don't care about anything, bro.
No, I'll take it. As long as we're winning these games, I'll take it, because that's what United have been doing, bro. They've been winning games when they don't deserve to. So I'll take the points.
You know what I want to do, though? Even shots from different distance, I just want to pepper Onana, because I think, listen, he can't hack atmosphere that Galatasaray and that. Imagine at Anfield. I just see it.
I wanted to watch the interview. Yeah, I need to watch it.
I've not watched it, but I've seen the quotes taken from it. Listen, he couldn't hack atmospheres at Galatasaray and other grounds. Imagine Anfield, and like Luke said, the new stand, it's not fully open because it takes us to 61k. I think it's only going to be about 54, so they're partially open. Big up, Luke.
Big up, Luke.
If he can't handle them atmospheres, he's not experienced Anfield yet. And I think if I can just see a goal today where if we shoot from far, him just parrying it in the net, I can see it. If we put him under them,
just press him, bro. Just press them, all of them. Press, bro.
Is there any way? Is there the only weakness when I look at it? I'm gonna bring in Daps as well. Then we're gonna wrap up in a sec. The only way I look at it is United need to go with a Kobe and Amrabat pivot. This is what I've been asking for. When people say about changes and what Ten Hag's been doing, the bottom line is that he's made changes, but it's not been the right changes for me. Today, I think Rom's just said it. No Bruno there might give us a blessing in disguise to be a bit more pragmatic, a bit more solidified is what I'm going to call it, because we're not going to go there and go toe for toe for Liverpool because we would get smoked. However, what we need to do is just be combative in midfield, do the basics. And I feel like Amrabat and Mainu can bring us that. They've not played together yet this season, but I feel like this is the perfect game to run them two together because we haven't got a Bruno Fernandes, one that can do the ball carrying and be calm in possession, which is Kobe Mainu, and Amrabat, who maybe can just, take the sting out of the game a little bit and maybe just make them sort of them little tackles in and around the box. I'm not saying it's going to be amazing or pretty to watch. However, we need players in there that are going to give 100% and be dogged in there and do the basics. So today, if I don't see a Kobe and Amrabat pivot, I've got big questions on Ten Hag because that's the only way I see us maybe holding it down and having respect. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's see what he does. But Daps, when you're looking at this game, is there any way you see Ten Hag doing anything, or is it just sort of how you're looking at Liverpool and it's about Liverpool turning up and doing their job? Big up, Lee.
Look, do you know the mad thing is? I really want to say I can't see it happening. I can't see anything but Liverpool win.
Yep.
And I'm saying that because whenever I say that, usually mad things happen.
Yeah.
But I'm at, do you know, like I said, I can't see how. I've said it so many times this season. I can't see how Chelsea gets something against Arsenal. It happened.
And then
I can't see how.
yeah.
Oh, I say it and it happens. Yeah, but this is one, and I'm saying it right now, hoping, yeah, that the same shit happens. But I really can't. This one, I really can't see, bro. Like the one thing about Anfield on its worst day is you do not want to rattle those fans. You do not want to give those fans any reason to get loud because they will, right?
Yeah.
And it's difficult to do that with professional players that know what they're doing, that are on job. It's difficult to keep Anfield quiet. With Man United's squad of players that don't give a shit, bro, I can't. I just don't see.
Do you know what? That's mentally good point. This would be a test to see if they're really wanting to run and put that 100%
and you know, a few people come out and said, "Oh, you know, we're playing for Ten Hag and all that crap." Let's see if McTominay's playing for Ten Hag, innit? Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's playing for Ten Hag. And the other thing I'd say is Liverpool, same shit as I said about Arsenal, but even more so. Arsenal want to win today because they've seen City drop points and they know that's important. Liverpool know even more. Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp know even more how important that is. Yeah. Like they know this is where we can really start to put a gap between us and City. And they know, like you've heard Mont say, until we're 12 points or something like that ahead of City, I don't talk about being top, right? Liverpool know that. And they must be looking at this thinking, this is a real opportunity because, you know, then we've got another game before City next play. City still have to come to Anfield. They must make today count. And, you know, it is like a free hit, innit? You've been given a free hit. City have gone and dropped points, and you've got Man United at home. Like, Liverpool fans are just, they're going, every Liverpool fan going to the game today must be upbeat, happy, thinking this is a good Sunday. And the game has not even kicked off yet. Bro, they could bring out, Alisson could be missing, right? They could have their reserve keeper in. Liverpool could have Van Dijk out. Liverpool could have Salah not starting. Every Liverpool fan is still confident going into that game, and rightly so.
And that is it. Wrap you what? Yeah, quickly because the games are kicking off. I want to wrap it.
Yeah, just quickly, just two things. Today takes care of itself for two things, right? The incentive, two incentives. That is United, our arch rivals. That in itself should gear the players up. And the fact that, in my opinion, we will be second by the time that game kicks off. And another incentive, we need to get back on top. So yeah, I think for them two reasons alone, we should win this game. And it's cliche. Fergie always says, I know we're going to wrap up tight. Fergie always says, with Anfield, you need to quiet down the crowd for the first 20 minutes. I think it's quite cliche with the Etihad as well. I think Chelsea in their pomp under Mourinho, if you settle down like title winners or challengers the first 20 minets, it's massive. Because if we score in the first 20 minutes, Ty, then it could get embarrassing.
I'll tell you now, it's even more important at Anfield. Like, two seasons is so important at Anfield. It's not even that. It's at any time against Anfield, nullify the crowd. But the key is not even because nullifying the crowd can be quite easy. You just slow the game down. Don't try and go forward. Put your foot every time United get the ball. Keep the ball, even if you're playing about the back. But the key is, do not allow it to then, like, don't commit a foul if it's at any point, or if you don't get a decision your way, just everyone stay fucking calm because Anfield want a fight, innit? That's what they're looking for.
And we'll see. We'll see half four today, people. We're going to wrap it up right now because the football has kicked off. Everyone that's been locked in, I hope you hit the thumbs up before you go. Please just click off your live chat, hit the thumbs up. We massively do appreciate it as well. All the love to love today. Obviously, over 800 to 900 people throughout the whole show, so the numbers have been consistent. We do appreciate it. Big up Don for coming on as always. Big up Specs. Make sure you check his channel down below in the description. People, you can go and drop him a subscription right now. Obviously, myself and Dad's always here. You know where it is, never a foul. And Rom's for bigging up himself and coming on as always.
Everyone for coming on as well.
So, and Gunali, thank you, bro. Obviously, I know you're not here now, but thank you. And guys, just keep a lookout. We should be back tonight. And obviously going into the midweek as well. And Super Sunday is here. Let's see what happens. Bless up.
Love.